So today I have the absolute privilege of introducing a brand new radio for this channel. I want to send a shout out to RadioLink for sending this to me for a review. Let's go ahead and open it up and take a peek at it. I have to say I appreciate companies who actually send a really nice carrying case with their transmitters. So this is a RadioLink RC8X. This is a little quick start guide. I've already opened this up, taken a little bit of a peek at it, tried to understand a little bit of the workings on it, and we're going to go over it again together. This is exactly how I received it. Open it up. Now the radio, the controller itself was actually in a bag, and I had removed the remote from the bag. All I have done is put some batteries in the bottom of it, turn it on, and try to understand the interface a little bit better to help walk you through as we go through this. Now, one cool thing I noticed, this setup here came with 2 receivers. So it comes with a 4-channel receiver, and it also comes with an 8-channel receiver. So you've got a larger receiver here. This is good for about, I believe, around 18 to 1900 feet. And this receiver here is good for around 1200 to 400 feet. If I'm wrong, I will correct that on the screen. But I like the size of this receiver. This would be really cool for smaller setups. And this is cool for larger setups, you know, 1/10 scale or bigger. And you could drop this down into, you know, 1/12 or smaller. Now, what I plan on doing, I plan on using this receiver in this little 17-inch boat here. I think the two will go hand in hand really well together. And this RC8X is what we're going to use for this project here. Channel receiver. They also offer multiple different variations of this RC8X. Some of them have like FPV cameras, stuff like that. They range, you know, in the $285 to $329 range. Just depends on which variation that you get online. There will be a link in the description of this video for this exact setup here. And on their Amazon store, there's also multiple variations that you can choose from, and you can actually get one with an FPV camera. And the way this works is you'll actually get half of your display here will show you everything about your model, and then below will be the image of your camera, which I think is actually cool. I'm probably going to buy the FPV camera and the little antenna mount for it. But this kit here did not include it, but it's definitely something that I'm going to want in the near future, because everything we do here is with RC boats. That boat right there is going to be paired up with this RC8X, and I'm really excited to basically get that project finished to where I can then put this to the ultimate test. Now, just a quick look here at their card, a few little parameters. Operating voltage 7 to 17 DC. It comes with 8-piece AAA battery holder. That is what it comes with from the factory. And you can also do 2S to 4S LiPo battery or a 6L nickel metal hydride battery. Now, let's go ahead and turn this on. Take a look at the display. Just press and hold. Now, it does have like an audible voice, so it will tell you some of the settings. I actually have the volume on it turned down for right now. But the amount of features inside of this remote is probably more than I could cover in a 20-minute video. I could probably go over all these things in about an hour. There's just so many different settings inside of here. Now, look at how how many different settings there are. It's absolutely insane. I've never seen a remote in person that has this much put into it. Absolutely killer. Now, you do have the ability to customize this, colors, language, multiple different models. Right now, this is pretty much factory settings. The only thing I've done is go through it a little bit to try to understand you know, where some things are, and all I've really done at this point is just turn down some of the overall volumes. But you can change the color of your screen. Let's scroll down here. You got your typical channel reversing. So if your servo, you know, left and right is backwards, you just go in there and reverse it. Go down here. You can change and adjust your endpoints. Now your endpoints, that's also something that I have adjusted. Your max is actually at 120, not at 100. That's something that I needed to learn in the past. Somebody had to teach me that on other remotes. This one seems to be very similar. You've got your sub trims, channel limiters, receiver settings. So when we decide which receiver we're going to do, we get in our receiver settings. Transmitter voltage, so you can adjust your transmitter voltage depending on what battery you choose. Now engine battery voltage, so I believe that's turned off right now because this remote actually has telemetry, and I want to show you what they provide in the kit here as for using it with LiPos to get telemetry. So in the kit here we have a RadioLink lanyard, we have a USB to USB-C cord, we have an extra trigger with Allen wrenches, we have a screen protector, which is always good idea to use your screen protector. And then we have this here. Now this adapter here is basically a piggyback between your battery and your ESC, and then this here is going to go right here in your receiver, and that's going to give you live telemetry. That'll let you know what the battery voltage is in your model while you are using it. Now it's good all the way up to 8S, so this thing is really really thought out. I've had other receivers in the past that had something similar, but they maxed out at 6S. So every time that I wanted to run a unit on 8S, I always had to make sure not to plug up my telemetry wire, because if it's not made for that voltage, you can't run it or you'll burn something up. They've thought about this with this unit, and it can handle 8S, which is actually cool. Now, as far as the small 4-channel receiver, this does not have the telemetry plug on it. But the R8FG receiver does. So let's just go through a couple of these things. So you can change your backlight. I've already adjusted this, so you can turn it and increase the brightness of the screen, or you can decrease the overall brightness of the screen. I like to run it at 80%. It's bright enough for me to see, and it's not 100% to where it doesn't kill your battery as fast. And then you can adjust your sound. I've actually lowered a lot of mine. I don't need such loud voice commands or button presses. LED settings, like I said, I have it at 80%. Now, throttle curve is something that I had messed with. You see how I have changed the lower portion there? So that way, like on my boats, when I want to accelerate, I don't want it to be so snappy for the first 20%. So basically it kind of ramps up once it gets to about 45%, then it becomes a little bit more linear all the way up to 100%. Now another thing, let me see if I can find the page. Let's see, steering mixing, brake mixing, gyro mixing. So the receivers, they are gyro. We got 4-wheel drive mixing, dual ESC mixing, CPS mixing, tank mixing. Now tank mixing is something that I have been curious about. Now if we consider how a tank works, right? You've got both motors that power the tracks, and when you want to make a left-hand turn, you have to basically, the power on one side eliminates, and then the power on the other side is full on to where the tank will turn, right? I've been having the same theory when it comes to catamarans. So I've thought about catamarans, and we always have an issue with when you make a right-hand turn on a cat, the right-hand motor is under more load because theoretically it's trying to travel less distance, so it ends up putting it under more load. My thought is, can we go into the tank mixing and actually set it up for that model to where when we turn to the right, it decreases the power on the right motor, say 20-25%. And that should put less stress under that motor in that turn. Or could we just not run a rudder at all and run a twin engine cat similar to a tank? I don't know. Something that I've thought about, something that we'll probably make a video on in the near future, and it's really nice that this receiver here has that feature on it to where we could actually test that. And it's capable of holding so many models that I can probably set it up with this here. I can set it up with my Impulse because I'm very displeased with the factory remote that comes with it. And then we can set it up with the Cheetah. So it's right here at the very top, theme settings. If we hit theme settings, you have all these different color variations. If we just hit one of them, boom, we're in this orange outline. Then we're in the green outline. We're in the purple outline, and then we're in the black outline. I actually like that. Let's do background, see what happens. Oh, cool. Now we can really change it to whatever we want. Okay, let's hit confirm and see. Let's go back. Oh, that is sick looking. That is sweet. Yeah, check that out. So 100 and then boom, 120. 116, 120. Yeah, that is sick. I love that. Love that. But there, 8 channels. So 8 channels on a controller is a lot. It's a lot going on. There's a lot of buttons here. So you've got PS4 here. You've got DT4, DT2, DT1, DT3, and PS1. So right now, I believe DT2 is set up for throttle trim. And then DT1 is set up for steering trim. Those are the only 2 that I'm going to use as far as a boat is concerned. And then you've got DT4 that is currently set for brake rate. And then up here, DT3, that is set for ratio switch. And then the button below here, which is PS1. PS1 is channel 4, on off. And then we have PS4, PS1, yeah, PS4 here. PS4 is channel 6. And then we have our VR knob. That's going to control channel 3. And then we have this knob here, which is PS3 DL1. And that is controlling channel number 8. Very cool. That's a lot going on. An absolute lot going on. But yeah, very clean. Very clean. You have your USB port here, headphone jacks, and then this other port here that I believe is going to be for your FPV camera and your antenna. That is sick. But yeah, very nice remote. It fits really well in the hand. I'm excited to get my project finished to where we can actually put this thing to work. So there will be information, links, and all the details in this video's description. So if you're interested in the RadioLink, check out the video description, click on the link, and get one for yourself. Hopefully in the next few weeks we'll be able to get my project completely finished, and we'll get it out on the water, and we'll give this thing its first test run. So I just want to give a shout out. Thank you to RadioLink for giving me the opportunity to review this. But for now, we're going to go ahead and end the video. So thank y'all for watching. We'll see y'all on the next one.